She walked into a salon in Los Angeles and asked to be left alone. Her bodyguards pulled the blinds shut, but moments later, one of them quietly opened them again. And suddenly, the flashes began. Hundreds of photographs of Britney Spears shaving her head. People laughed. Headlines called her crazy, but no one asked what she was running from. This wasn't the start of a meltdown. It was the beginning of a trap. Because within months, Britney wasn't just a pop star anymore. She was someone's property. A judge handed control of her entire life to her estranged father, Jamie Spears. Her finances, her home, her health, her voice, everything. And somehow, the world let it happen. Her name, her fame, her money, but no freedom. She was placed under a conservatorship. That means a court declared her unfit to care for herself and gave full legal control to her father. But Britney didn't suffer from dementia. She wasn't in a coma. She was rehearsing choreography for her next world tour. She dropped an album, went on tour, then another, a 4-year Las Vegas residency, tens of millions earned, but she needed permission to buy a coffee. People clapped. She smiled on stage, but off stage, she couldn't even decide what to eat. She tried to speak out, but her interviews were all pre-recorded. No live appearances, no unsupervised conversations. Behind the makeup and lights was silence. Then something strange happened. In 2019, a small podcast made to celebrate Britney's Instagram posts got an anonymous voicemail. The caller said Britney had been placed in a psychiatric facility against her will. The voice was real. The information, disturbing. That podcast dropped an emergency episode. It exploded. Online forums lit up. The Number Free Britney movement began. Fans began combing through every post, every image, every legal document. They found out Jamie Spears, the man in control, was paying himself $130,000 a year from her estate, and he'd quietly rehired the same management team Britney said had threatened her in the past. Then Britney herself confirmed the worst. She told a court she had been held, threatened, and drugged. She said her father told her he'd take her children away if she didn't obey. And that's not even the darkest part. When Jamie Spears first filed for conservatorship, he told the court Britney had dementia. She was 26, touring globally, recording chart-topping songs, and yet he claimed she couldn't understand her own affairs. Then the doctor who evaluated Britney died, suddenly, right before he was due to testify. No foul play reported, just gone. Her sons eventually filed a restraining order, not against Britney, against Jamie, the same man who still controlled her. He stepped down, but not entirely. He was replaced by his associate, someone accused of similar abuses in other conservatorship cases. The pattern was chilling. Even Britney's romantic relationships weren't her own. She claimed men were paid to date her, that she couldn't remove her IUD, that every major decision was made for her by handlers. 13 years. 13 years of being watched, controlled, medicated, silenced. And yet, the media stayed quiet. Why? Why didn't the same outlets that showed her shaving her head ever question why a 30-year-old millionaire pop icon couldn't drive a car or speak for herself? Celebrities like Miley Cyrus and Paris Hilton came forward in support, even Cher, but the questions kept piling up. Why didn't more speak out? Was it fear, silence, or something else? Eventually, Britney was granted her freedom, but the damage was done. She lost over a decade of her life. Her father walked away. No trial, no charges, no justice. Was the doctor's death a coincidence? Was the court manipulated? Did Britney ever truly break down? Or was she just broken down by everyone around her? All we know is this. For 13 years, Britney Spears lived in a golden cage. She performed like a star, but off stage, she was a prisoner. And if it happened to her, how many others are still trapped, unseen, unheard, and unfree?